There's just something about sticky toffee pudding that feels like home. It's one of those desserts that warms you up from the inside out. It's rich, it's soft, and soaked in buttery toffee sauce. So let's take it slow and make this comfort food classic together. So to begin, we're going to start where any good sticky toffee pudding begins, and that's with some dates. So I've got 250 grams of medjool dates here. It can be any dates. You can even buy the chopped dried dates and they work perfectly fine for this. So I've got my dates. I've already taken the stones out and I'm just going to roughly chop them up. And then just run your knife through them a couple of times just to get them a little bit smaller. But it's not too important because they will break down during the cooking process, and we can always blend them as well if we want it even smoother. So that'll do for me. Next, take a saucepan and then we're going to pour in 175 ml of water. Place the water over a high heat and bring it to a boil. Once the water's boiling, we're going to drop in 1 tea bag, and that is just going to create a little bit of magic. Big shout out to the chef that gave me that tip. Leave the tea bag to infuse for 1 to 2 minutes and then remove it from the pan. Next, add in the chopped dates and then sprinkle in 1 teaspoon of bicarb. You'll notice that it'll foam up, but this is just going to help break down the dates. Cook the dates until it stops foaming for around 4 to 5 minutes and then remove it from the heat. We've got a lovely almost date puree there. If you want it smoother, you can blend it using a stick blender. I'm going to leave it like that for this recipe. And you should have something that looks a little bit like this. Transfer the mixture into a shallow tray, and that's just so it can cool down a little bit quicker. We're now going to leave that to one side to cool while we carry on making the rest of the batter. In the mixing bowl of a stand mixer, I've got 100 grams of soft unsalted butter and 150 grams of muscovado sugar. Mix them using a beater attachment, or you can use an electric hand whisk for this, until both ingredients are thoroughly mixed. In a separate mixing bowl, we're going to crack in 2 eggs, add 50 grams of golden syrup and pour in 100 millilitres of milk, and then we're going to whisk them together until they're well combined. Gradually pour the egg mixture into the butter and sugar mixture with the mixer running until it's fully incorporated. Next, add in the cooled date mixture and mix until fully combined. And finally, we're going to sift in gradually 175 grams of plain or all-purpose flour, along with 2 teaspoons of baking powder. And then just gently fold that through the mixture. And you should end up with a cake mixture that looks something like this. Next, grease and line an oven dish with parchment paper and pour in your sticky toffee pudding batter. Smooth it out on the top using a palette knife. Place your sticky toffee pudding into a preheated oven at 170 degrees Celsius fan for 45 to 50 minutes, or until a skewer or knife comes out clean. Now that the cake's done and it's cooling for a few minutes, I'm going to show you a really quick and easy toffee sauce to go with it. And it's so simple, it's only got 3 ingredients. Begin by placing 170 grams of muscovado sugar into a saucepan and then pour in 200 millilitres of double or heavy cream and 60 grams of unsalted butter. Place a pan over a low heat and stir the ingredients together. Heat it through until the butter melts and the sugar is completely dissolved, and you're left with a nice, smooth and indulgent toffee sauce. Cut your sticky toffee pudding into portions while it's still warm and pour over the toffee sauce. Serve with cream, custard or ice cream. Well, there's definitely a reason why sticky toffee pudding has become a true staple in British homes, and pubs. And it's the kind of dessert that brings people around the table, and it'll probably keep people there a little bit longer too. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.